kind of windy out here, so I'll get close to the microphone, but this is Average Joe review of the Lexus LS460 all-wheel drive version on this one. This color is Starfire Pearl, and it has a parchment leather interior, which is basically a fancy word for beige, for all of us who don't care about colors like me, or all the different variations. Anyway, so I've tinted the all the way around with an 18% tint, and that was done at a local place here. And I recently washed this, and so it's not perfect, but it looks better than it did when it was raining earlier. So this is my personal vehicle, and so if you see a little dirt here and there or whatever when I open it up, what I like to do is show you a real world video. And so anyway, here, let's get inside and turn it on, and you'll see it's got a real nice interior. If you're not familiar with the Lexus, and they have a seat memory here. This even that has your seat belt go up and down if you need it to adjust, and then of course everything's auto, as you would expect. This car brand new is about 80 grand. I got it, this is a 2014, so it's a few years old, so I got it significantly less than that. And so let's go ahead and come on in and have a seat, close it up where it's a little more quiet. You can probably hear me better. So obviously it's a push button start, like all modern vehicles, or most modern vehicles are now, and you'll see this screen come up, and there you can actually customize it to put on. Alright, I've started it up, and we've got the screen up. It's I think a 12 and some change inch screen, and if you're just noticing right here, this is another just add-on I did. This is over an analog clock that's normally there, but as you can see, this is the Smart and Easy cell phone holder, which I've got installed, and I have another video on that. But just so you know that there's normally this isn't covered. So anyway, we've got the digital display there, a very nice instrument panel. We've got everything that we need on this. We've got volume up and everything. Nothing's really missing. I don't have the lane departure or the dynamic cruise control, but I do have the blind spot monitoring and the parking sensors on the front and the back. And this is actually a steering wheel warmer here, so obviously the wood doesn't get warm, but the leather in the mornings, I guess when it drops below a certain temperature, will automatically come on and do that. I'm sure you can adjust the settings in that. And here's your pop the trunk and your gas and your hood release down here. And so we've also got the auto folding mirrors. You can fold those, and whenever you turn the car off and on, they will do the same thing, come back out for you. And if you see here, I'll roll down the window, but you can see here, here's the blind spot monitor right there. So it lights up a little yellow just to warn you. I know this is becoming more familiar, so a lot of people do understand that is a familiar thing here. So anyway, we've got just your normal door light on off spotlight for lamp, stuff like that. And then we've got the garage door openers. You can program up to 3. I actually use all 3: home, work, and entry into my neighborhood. And again, nice digital screen here. It's got a nice little instrument panel here. I just wiped this down a minute ago, so it's a little smudgy. But anyway, so this thing here, acts like a little mouse to control your thing here. So you can select a menu, and you can go to different things on here, set up info, apps, and whatnot. A lot of people think it's a little bit clunky. Yeah, it could probably be a little better. I know that the new one's going to have a little touchpad or touch screen here, or touchpad, and everything else is going to be moved. I personally do not like the cup holder being right here. I had a GS before where it was over here, and I liked it much better, but this is just the design they had on this one. This one here comes with the Mark Levinson system, and so it's a little bit higher end as far as how many speakers there are and whatnot. It sounds real good. I don't get to turn it up a lot, but I do on occasion, and so I don't notice any problems. I know some people are having problems with the amps. But the passenger side also has memory seat, and Again, this is the parchment interior. You got to be diligent about keeping it clean, just because since it's not darker, they show up pretty easy. But I'm pretty fanatical about keeping things clean. So let me show you the other parts of the car. So here's the rear seat, and you may notice that I've put in some screens, headrest screens for my kids, and you can see another video on how I did that actually. So those are 10.1 inch screens. They'll play simultaneous DVD. Anyway, that's beside the point. But here we are in the back, really nicely leather appointed back seat. My kids like to pull this down when they're in here, and I don't, this isn't the LS460L where you'd have a reclining seat over here in this seat, and then some more controls here. This is just a heated seat warmer, and then this button here will pop up a back screen for you. You can see it popping up right there, and down it goes, or should go down. Anyway, yeah, it pops up, and then you can make it go back down with the touch of a button. Since the car is off, it's not going to do that. And then we also have some vanity lights or vanity mirrors here. It comes down on both sides, so those are pretty cool. So it's real nice. A lot of leg room here, back here. Another thing too is you can move your seat, this passenger seat, backwards and forwards, so that this person can have more room. If you're happening to give someone a ride that needs a little more room in that particular seat. So that is that. So these also on every single door have this keyless entry. So if you touch this, or you could lock it. If you heard that beep, but it locked it. But I can come here and also unlock it just by pulling it. So it unlocks all the doors that way. And you can program this however you want to only unlock one door, or all doors, or what have you. These are 19-inch rims. Came with this particular model. This has Michelin's on it. So overall, as you would expect, it's a nice luxury vehicle, and I'll get in and show you driving here in a minute, just to kind of give you an idea of why I bought it. So here we are in the car. This may be I just realized, one of the first videos where you actually see my face, so you get to put a face to the sound of my voice. Yes, I'm old and fat and I'm an average Joe, so that's why we're called what we're called. But so in this particular model, again, the LS460 all-wheel drive, it's a little less horsepower than what you would get with the normal rear-wheel drive LS460s, but I bought this car not for the horsepower, but just for the luxurious, smooth ride, which you just can't emulate in anything else. I mean, yes, no doubt about it, Mercedes and BMW have extremely wonderful cars, but I think the suspension and the ride of the Lexus is just unparalleled. Those other cars are more performance and luxury. This is also just basically a luxury model sedan, but it's really meant for the smooth and luxurious ride that you get. Very comfortable ride. I have my heated seat on right now, even though it's 53 degrees outside, and it just is a very comfortable seat. The leather is very cushy, I guess is the best way I can describe it. It's just plush, feels great, and right now I'm getting up to highway speed, and it's just such a smooth transmission. It's such a smooth way. It's a V8 here, and so it gets me where I need to go really quickly, up to a highway speed, and even when you're at highway speed, you can get up to 75, pushing 80 miles an hour, and you're barely touching 2,000 RPM. It's crazy. The main thing I love about the Lexus, I've had a couple of other ones. I had a GS 300 in 2006, and then I also had a 2013 RX. Both of those were all-wheel drive as well. But this one, the LS, is obviously the flagship, and what Lexus is basically basing its name upon. And hey, there's a reason that they're expensive, but there's also a reason why you see tons of them still on the road. You can look back, just drive out today and see how many LS400s, LS430s that you'll see from 15, 20 years ago that are just so great. They're holding up so well. And so yeah, the reason I have this one is for the luxury of it and the smoothness of the ride. And right now I'm at 1200 RPM at 60 miles an hour, so it's really nice. And so this comes equipped with everything that you need: sunroof, power, everything. Again, what other upgrades you can get are, if you go to the 460L, you can get the reclining rear seat and also a DVD drop-down entertainment, but I just didn't need that. Sometimes I might need to put more than 2 kids in here, and so that just wouldn't work, because that middle portion I showed you earlier that comes down is actually a console that's basically built in, so you can only see 2 people in the back. And so I didn't need that. I just bought it for my daily driver to just go various places and enjoy the ride. I was driving a Toyota Highlander before this, a pretty new one, a 2015. It just couldn't match the ride of the Lexus, compared to the RX, and then this one is just tops that. It's just so much better than an RX. Don't get me wrong, RX serves its purpose, although I don't particularly like the new style, the 2017 up style. I don't like the grill on that. So this one has what people refer to as the bow tie grill. The 2013 on up LS's had that change. I still think the ones from 2013 below look phenomenal, even without that bow tie grill. Again, the ride is different, but of course the interior is extremely different from that version to this, but the ride is the same. It's great. And so if you have the means, as I've referenced before, a little line from Ferris Bueller, I highly suggest that you go out and purchase one of these, and I seriously think you could drive it 15-20 years, no problem at all. The only thing that would fall back would be the technology, but you can always upgrade. There's always also all kinds of things out there that upgrade. And so I highly recommend it. This is Average Joe talking to you about, again, the LS460. Great daily driver, and a very luxurious and comfortable car.